Attention design in education is a fascinating field at the intersection of neuroscience, cognitive psychology, and didactics. In a world full of distractions and quick dopamine hits, keeping students engaged during lectures has become a true art. It's easy to blame phones and overstimulation, but attention has always been a limited resource. There are just so many things competing for the same time. How does attention work? Imagine a loud party. Dozens of conversations are going around. Music is playing. Everyone is talking at once. And suddenly we hear our name, even though it's coming from across the room. The brain constantly filters stimuli and picks out those it deems relevant. The same mechanism operates in lectures. Students don't listen to everything with equal attention. Their brains are constantly assessing what's important, what's new, what will be useful on exam or in practice. If a topic isn't marked as relevant, attention begins to seek something more engaging. It's also important that students can't simultaneously read a long slide, listen to the lecturer, and build profound understanding. When there is too much going at once, cognitive energy is focused on recognizing the form rather than understanding the content. Also, attention operates in two modes. It responds to change and novelty, or to a sense of meaning and purpose. A good lecture requires both. We should also be aware of unintentional blindness. When a student is focused strongly on a single task, for example, copying a definition from a slide, they may literally miss the lecturer's key comment. The brain narrows its attention span to cope with the overload. A practical lesson. It's not worth presenting the most important content while students are busy reading or taking notes. Let's also dispel a popular myth. It's common to say that our attention span is about 10 minutes, but the truth is that it doesn't decline linearly. It tends to fluctuate. It can wane, return, and ebb again, depending on the rhythm of the class. Attention is more likely to return when there is a change, example, question, or a moment of active processing. So what methods help us better manage students' attention? First, signposting. Students are more likely to focus when they know what to expect. It's helpful to say directly, we have 10 minutes of the most difficult part ahead of us. I need your full attention now, and then we'll move on to the case study. A simple message also works. Don't copy this outline. It is in the repository. Now just look at it. This way we relieve students of unnecessary decisions that take away working memory. Second, information gaps. The brain doesn't like unfinished stories. Instead of starting with a dry agenda, you can open the lecture with a paradox of riddle. Third, micro lessons. If attention fluctuates, the lecture shouldn't be one long statement. After the theory block, it's worth changing the type of activity. Another matter is the golden silence. Many lecturers fear silence meanwhile. Silence can act as a cognitive red flag. After asking an important question, it's worth waiting a full 10 seconds. The initial moment can be awkward, but only after a while, students truly begin to process the question and construct an answer. We can also take advantage of the anticipation error effect. Attention is reinforced when reality differs from our expectations. You can begin with a surprising slide or a controlled provocation. such as thesis that appears to be incorrect at first glance, and then show students a more in-depth meaning they hadn't noticed before. Narrative tension will also help. When you use a structure more like a scientific story, the definition stops being a dry fact that needs to be memorized and starts to feel like answer to a question that student really wants to know. Last one is spatial architecture. Traditional classroom creates a clear barrier. The lecturer at the computer, the students as an anonymous mass in the audience. When the lecturer shortens the distance, the entire dynamic of attention changes. Attention is not only a student's responsibility, it's also a result of teaching process. We can lose it through chaos and overload, but we can rebuild it by awareness and good teaching strategies.